You bring your puppy home, and the first thing everyone tells you is to get them out there. Meet people, meet dogs, see the world. And you do it. You're a good owner. You're trying. You take them to the park, to the pet store, to your friend's house with 3 kids and a golden retriever. You watch them sniff around and stumble over their own paws, and you think, yes, this is exactly what they need. But something feels slightly off. Maybe they freeze at the sound of a shopping cart. Maybe they bark at strangers on walks when they used to just trot past them. Maybe they seem fine in some moments and completely overwhelmed in others. And you can't figure out why. You did everything right. You exposed them to the world. So why does the world still seem to scare them? Here's what nobody tells you at the beginning. Socialization isn't about how much your puppy sees. It's about how they feel while they're seeing it. That's the part most new owners miss. And once you understand it, everything changes. Your puppy is learning something right now. Not from commands, not from training sessions, just from being alive. From breathing in the air of each new experience. Their nervous system is quietly taking notes on every single thing they encounter. And what it's writing down isn't a list of objects or places or sounds. It's a record of feelings. Safe, unsafe, manageable, terrifying, known, unknown. They're not learning what the world is. They're learning how to feel about it. That distinction is everything. Most people believe socialization means exposure, more people, more dogs, more environments. And yes, exposure matters. But exposure without emotional safety doesn't build confidence. It builds tolerance at best and fear at worst. There's a version of a dog who has been everywhere and seen everything and is still anxious everywhere they go, because what they learned wasn't that the world is safe. What they learned is that the world is something you endure. Think about what it's like to be a human child thrown into a situation that overwhelms you before you have the tools to process it. A loud birthday party when you're shy. A new school on the first day when you know no one. You survive it. But surviving something and feeling safe in something are 2 completely different neurological experiences. One builds resilience. The other builds a quiet, low-level vigilance that stays with you longer than anyone expects. Your puppy works exactly the same way. The socialization window, roughly 3 to 14 weeks, is one of the most neurologically sensitive periods in a dog's entire life. During this time, their brain is essentially asking one question over and over again. Is this world a safe place to be? Every experience during this window contributes to the answer. Not just the experience itself. The emotional state they were in when it happened. And this is where it gets interesting. Calm exposure builds confidence. Overwhelming exposure builds fear. Those aren't just training philosophies. They're descriptions of what's literally happening inside the nervous system. When a puppy encounters something new while they feel calm and supported, their brain files that experience under manageable. When they encounter something new while flooded with stimulation, while overwhelmed, while their nervous system is already running at full capacity, the brain files it differently. It files it under threat. The tricky part is that you can't always tell from the outside which is happening. New owners rush. Too many people, too much noise, too many interactions in a single afternoon, and the puppy looks fine. They're moving around, they're not cowering in a corner, they're sniffing and maybe even playing. And you watch them and you think they're doing great. But there's a difference between a puppy who is genuinely comfortable and a puppy who is simply coping. A dog who has hit their threshold and is still functioning, not because they feel safe, but because their system has gone into a kind of managed overdrive. That distinction is almost invisible in the moment. It doesn't show up until later. And later is where the real consequences live. Bad socialization doesn't announce itself right away. It arrives quietly, weeks or months down the road, as a dog who barks at other dogs on leash, a dog who shuts down in new environments, a dog who seems unpredictable, who was fine as a puppy and then became reactive, and whose owner doesn't understand why. The connection between what happened during that early window and what's showing up now is real, but it's hidden under time, under growth, under what looks like a personality change, but is actually a nervous system that never fully felt safe. Fear, once learned, is remarkably stubborn. The brain has a way of holding on to it with both hands because, from a survival standpoint, fear has always been useful. It keeps animals alive. The problem is that a fear response calibrated during an overwhelmed socialization window doesn't know the difference between genuine danger and a stranger walking past on the sidewalk. It just fires, because that's what it was trained to do. This is why what you're actually doing during socialization isn't just introducing your puppy to new things. You're shaping the architecture of how they experience the world. That's not a small thing. Real socialization is slow. It's controlled, it's deliberate. It looks less like adventure and more like careful, quiet presence. It means watching your puppy's body language the way you'd watch a child's face at a new experience, looking for the moment when curiosity tips into overwhelm and stepping back before that line is crossed. It means prioritizing safety over stimulation, calm over excitement, quality over quantity. It's not about how many things they see. It's about the emotional state they're in while they see them. There's a metaphor that fits here. Imagine you're trying to teach someone to love swimming. You could throw them into the deep end and let them figure it out. Some people do figure it out, but what they figure out is how to not drown. That's different from learning to feel at home in the water. One is survival, one is safety, and only one of them produces a person who actually enjoys swimming later. You're not raising a dog who can survive the world. You're raising a dog who can feel at ease in it. Good owners don't rush socialization. They guide it. They sit on the edge of the park and let the puppy watch before they enter. They let the puppy sniff the stranger's hand and walk away if they want to. They choose 3 calm interactions over 10 chaotic ones. They leave before the puppy is tired. They create experiences that end well, where the puppy walks away having felt something important. That was manageable, that was okay. The world let me be fine today. Because what your puppy is building during this window isn't just a set of memories. It's a relationship with the world itself. A felt sense of whether it's a place where they can be curious or a place they need to be defended against. And that relationship, once formed, follows them everywhere. There's no judgment in any of this. No such thing as a bad owner who loved their puppy and just didn't know. The rushing comes from care. The overwhelming experiences come from wanting to do everything right. Most people aren't told that less is more. Most people aren't told that a quiet afternoon watching the world from a safe distance does more for their puppy's confidence than an action-packed day full of introductions. Now you know. The goal was never to expose your puppy to everything. The goal was always to make sure they feel safe in anything. That's the whole trick. That's the thing most new owners miss. Not exposure, emotional safety during exposure, not how much they see. How they feel while they're seeing it. Give them that, and you don't just raise a dog who has met the world. You raise a dog who trusts it. And that trust, once built on a foundation of calm and safety and enough time to breathe, becomes something that holds, something they carry into every new place, every new sound, every new experience they'll ever have. Not because you showed them everything, because you made sure, every single time, that they were okay.